Hey, Shine Tribe. I just want to introduce you guys real quick to my husband, Chris. He will be joining me today in this live training where we're going to whoop whoop, where we're going to be teaching you why empaths attract narcissists and how to break the soul-sucking cycle. Oh my goodness. So we are just so excited to join you. We finally settled into our new place, and this is a topic that keeps coming up. This video that we did back in the summer on narcissists had so many people speaking up and saying, I totally I totally resonate with this message. This is happening in my life. So I want to know, if you're here watching live, do you resonate with this already? Do you understand the empath narcissist cycle? Do you know if you're an empath, or do you know if you're the narcissist? You wouldn't. The truth is, you wouldn't know. We'll talk about that later in today's training. So I just want to take a moment to get settled in. I know it's, well, depending on where you're at in the world, it could be a different time. It's in the evening here for us in Texas. So let us know where you're watching from, and are you excited about this topic? Man, thank you for being here.
Of course.
How many of you guys are excited to have Chris here in Shine Tribe? Oh my gosh. Hey, Erica. Hey, Ann. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Bridget. Oh my God, look at this. Hey, Julia. Hey, Diana. Okay. Hey, Tammy. So I'm going to have to keep scrolling with these comments. If you touch the computer once, then it stops scrolling the comments, which is crazy. So I'm going to try to stay up with you guys. So be sure to stay engaged in the chat. If something resonates with you, if something irritates you, if something, baffles you, then leave it in the comments below. We're happy to answer your questions at the end of this training. Yes. We have we actually have a really fucking cool announcement at the end of this. Like, I didn't think we would do this again, like ever. But we're cool like that. So stick around and we'll tell you what we're talking about. So let's talk about why empaths attract narcissists. But before we do that, we got to figure out, what the hell is that? So what is an empath and what is a narcissist? Like I said, if any of you guys resonate with this empath, like if you're here in Shine Tribe, the truth is,
probably an empath.
They're probably an empath. So I don't know if you're aware of that yet or not. So pay attention, guys. Plano, a few miles from you. Oh, hey. Gardena, California. Yay. We love when Chris joins. Yeah. Yay. You guys are awesome. Okay. All right. Keeping up with the comments. Yay. Carmichael bringing the positive masculinity. Yes. I love it. Okay, guys, you guys are amazing. So let's talk about this. So what is an empath? So an empath is someone who's extremely sensitive, someone who can feel other people's pain. They can feel when they're sad. They can feel when they're happy. It's basically, if you walk into a mall and you feel overwhelmed, you're probably an empath. If you're in big groups of people and your energy starts to shrink because you can feel all the other people, all of the commotion. Maybe you've had parents that were, most likely, if you're an empath, someone who has like a wild energy, so that you can learn to control your sensitivity, right? So that's typically why they attract narcissists. So let's talk a little bit more about what an empath is and how that shows up.
Yeah, the big deal with an empath, like Britt's saying, is are you sensitive? This can be an introverted person. A lot of times that comes out as that, but it can be an extrovert too. You can just as easily be an empath if you go into a place and take on any other person's feelings. If someone can walk into a room, just flaming hot and start just spewing all this stuff, and all of a sudden you find yourself taking on all of that energy, you're definitely an empath. Yeah. Also, if you feel the need to help others, if you have a deep-rooted, man, I want to help you so bad, if I could just help this person, it's just this deep need to help and nurture. I feel like a lot of women are this way, and I think this is such an important topic because of the times when I've been able to speak to a women's group, this comes up. And even if it's not the topic we're talking about, somehow this specific topic eventually comes up. And so a lot of people are going through it. So if that's you, if you're an empath, and you say, hey, that's exactly what I resonate with, like, let us know. Is that you?
Anne says, I'm an introverted extrovert.
There you go.
I feel the exact same way, Anne. There's like a specific balance that I found that works for me with being in groups of people and how much energy I can put out and also allow in. Because that's another problem with empaths. We don't know how to, figure out how much is too much, right? So we'll be talking about that in today's training.
Give and give and give. Yeah.
All we do is give. We never we never we never fill ourselves up, right? So we're going to be talking about that. So let's talk about what a narcissist is, and like how can we get a better understanding so that we don't just give it a label and don't want to put people in a box or anything, but just to paint a picture of the energy that represents.
Narcissism is actually a personality. It's labeled as a personality disorder, and it's someone with an inflated sense of self-importance without the regard of others. So that's me, and no you. And a lot of times, though, these people are super charming. So that sounds like, ugh, I couldn't be around those people. But they're really charming. They normally have really great personalities. A lot of times they're very successful because they put so much importance on themselves and then keep others down so much that it's easier for them to rise to success because they prioritize that. They know they'll get recognition. They know people will feed their ego. And so it becomes this narcissistic behavior.
And like I mentioned in the beginning, if you're a narcissist, you probably don't know because what has happened, I want to take it a little bit deeper, again, not to just use a label, but to understand the different personality types. Disorder just means like something's, gotten rearranged and we need to reorder it, right? So let's think about well, why is there a narcissistic behavior? And typically, I don't know where the beginning, like the planted seed started from, but what I can tell you is it's this perpetual cycle through your lineage. And so most of the time, you'll have a parent who acts in this way, and then you kind of take on those characteristics. What I found to be true is it's 50-50 shot. You're either going to be just like them or you're going to choose to be exactly the opposite because you're aware and conscious enough to see that that's a negative cycle.
Yeah, but sometimes just being aware of it is not enough because a lot of narcissists not only breed other narcissists, but they also breed empaths. So a lot of times empaths have super narcissistic parents, and because empaths love people so much, because of that, just like I said earlier, that need to nurture, a lot of times we forgive people well, they're just human. Well, they're just going to make mistakes. And here, all the while, these people just pull us down and pull us down and pull us down until there's very, very little left.
Yeah, so that's really why empaths are magnets for narcissists, because empaths have this soul drive and desire to help heal and nurture and love and to fix. How many of you have found yourself trying to fix all of your relationships? And then the narcissist doesn't even know that they need to be fixed. And they, like Sherry says, they like people who are dependent on them.
Yes.
Because the empath gets this devotion of once you've decided I'm going to help this person, because here's the problem. The charming narcissist will, reel you in just enough to where it hooks your soul to invest you in wanting to help. And they, like Chris said, they always keep you at a distance. So as soon as you get too close, or as soon as you start to poke holes in their created imaginary reality that, deflates them as the king of the world, they start to, stab you with every possible negative thing that they know personally hurts you, that they will say the things that press your buttons because you've opened up and you've helped, you've opened your heart to these people to help heal them.
Yeah. So think about what happens there. They do exactly what Britt described. And then so you get knocked down a level and you feel bad. So you have these overwhelming negative emotions. And as an empath, that affects everything. It affects how you feel motivated about your dreams. It affects how you sleep. It affects how you take care of yourself. So you get drugged down. And then what they end up doing is coming back and saying, you know what, I can't believe I said that. I was just mad that day. It was just work was really hard. I didn't mean to say that. And so what the empath does, being the lover, says, you know what, maybe they did just have a bad day. Maybe I was just overreacted a little bit. Maybe what they did wasn't that bad. So I'll accept them back into my life. And so when you do that, you're still at that low negative level, and the cycle continues to repeat itself. And what you see with an empath that ends up happening after years and years of it is they just become this sort of shallow shell of a soul, and they just don't have that same pizzazz. They don't walk with that same spark. They're unable to help people because their cup has just been completely destroyed through that repetitive cycle over years' time.
Yeah, what I notice is so many women who are caught in this trap completely lose sight of who they really are, and they leave their power behind, and they completely like just have no sense of self. Like, I don't even know who I am anymore because I've been trying to fit into this mold that this person expected me to be, whether it be the way that I look, which I find that to come up a lot. If you don't have your hair this way, or if you don't look this way, or if you get too fat, you know, so many.
If you're not meeting someone's ideal standard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can show up in any different way. It could be your grades in school. Like I said, the way that you look, there's so many different forms in which it shows up. So many women are saying that their mother is a narcissist. What do you have to say to that?
You know, I think that the reason why that's such an issue, and the reason why that ends up playing out later in life, is because if you have a close-knit parent that's a narcissist, and you identify that love comes from a person who treats you this way, when you go out to create relationships in the world, you've got a fixed mindset of what it should look like. And so you go find a person who will treat you that way, who will mimic that same close interpersonal relationship that you had with a family member. And so that cycle continues to repeat. And as kids watch it, kids mimic the same thing in their friendships, in their relationships. And so it becomes this long perpetual cycle that eventually one person in the link will have to break. And it's so important to start breaking those bonds, because it will become generation after generation after generation. You'll just watch the same things repeated, because as human beings, we're massive imitators. We take what's around us and we repeat it. And we repeat the thought patterns, we repeat the beliefs, we repeat the things that we think about the future, we repeat the things about the ways that we might be limiting ourselves. We accept whatever the people around us say because they're always around us. And so if someone's going to break that chain, like, let that be you. Let it start becoming a point where you go, you know what? I have to start reclaiming power for myself. I have to change this cycle. I have to say, enough is enough.
Oh my gosh. I want all of you guys to write in the comments who identify with this message to write enough is enough. I feel like that could be our new hashtag for tonight. Like, enough is enough. So it's time for you guys to break the cycle. And we're going to share 3 ways in which you can start doing that now. I want to tune into all the comments because there's so many amazing things happening. Kristen says, I always got put down in my last relationship for being too sensitive. Yeah. Here's the thing, girls. Sensitivity is the new strength. And the more you can feel your emotions and not allow them to knock you off your ass, you know, and you go, okay, anger, I feel it, sadness, okay, like rejection, and you can allow yourself to feel those feelings and still stay calm and stay peaceful with a sense of self-worth that says, thanks for your suggestion, but no, I'm amazing. It takes time to develop that kind of self-worth and self-confidence. And I mean, that's why I'm showing up every damn day, girls, to inspire and empower you that you can do that in your life. You can reclaim your life and reclaim your power and love yourself and not wait for anyone else to fucking love you. Like, thanks for the love, but like, I got it. Like, check.
And I'm going to cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
If you really want to know the truth as to why people stay in this for so long, it's because they repeat a story to themselves that requires them to keep what's called the trauma bond. It's this like victim
trauma bomb.
Bond. Yeah.
Bam.
this victim abuser mentality, and they continuously repeat that story to themselves. I'm an empath, they're a narcissist. I'm an empath, they're a narcissist. Yeah. And so it's just going to repeat. If you want to change any of this stuff, you've got to change what story you're telling yourself about your life and about your relationships. You say, I'm a powerful empath who can deal with things as they come to them. That's a new story. That's not, well, I'm just drained today, I can't make it. That's a disempowering story. If you want to empower your life, you have to change the story. Yeah. And you know what? Melissa makes a good point. She said that her mom would twist her words. Yes. So that's it. Chris, like, did you guys see that kind of like, I can fucking relate to that? Like, yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, there's narcissists are so able to manipulate how the human psyche works and to be able to play with your emotions. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll take your really close friend groups and they'll turn them against you because they're really good with words. They're really good with understanding how people work, and they're able to play people in like this like mini game of chess that you don't know you're involved in. And so being able to twist those words around to make it always seem like it's your fault, it's common. I mean, it's such a common thing that people do.
My heart is literally exploding with the hashtag enough is enough. Oh my God. Like, you guys, how good does that feel to say that?
What a beautiful comment this one
My
is.
husband and his family have taught me what true unconditional
That's
love
beautiful,
is. Thank
Melissa.
God. You know what, Melissa, you must have decided that you wanted to break that cycle because you attracted that partner into your life who had that. And the same is true for you, Chris. Chris did not have that kind of unconditional love in his childhood, and I did. And so when he told me his story of childhood, I cried because I'm sensitive as hell. Cried on our first date. He's like, come on, girl. But we did make out. So you're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, the big deal about this too is that, like, sometimes you'll see people's behavior and it'll seem like a narcissist, but they may just be confident people. Like, sometimes people exhibit the exact same charm. Some people are really good with emotions and things like that and understanding and talking to you, but they're never going to have that spot where it says, you owe me. Like, I did this for you, now you owe me. That's the narcissist way. It's like, I'm doing everything, but it comes in at an expense, and we haven't been talking about it, but we've agreed to it, unconsciously. And being able to break that and being around people who just love you, even if you screw up or even if you do weird stuff or even if whatever happens, it's so amazing.
Oh my God. You guys are cracking me up. Melissa says, I would tell her what you heard was ABC. What I said was XYZ. You know what? Let's dive right into the first thing, what to do about it. What do you do if you're an empath and you find yourself in this narcissistic soul-sucking cycle? Melissa just nailed it. You have to set better boundaries. Earlier, Chris today said, only badasses have boundaries. So I want you guys to find your inner badass and start setting up better boundaries. Just like Melissa said, she wouldn't allow her mother to twist the word. She would say, okay, maybe you're hearing this, but this is what I said. That's placing a boundary, not allowing her to exert her power of manipulation over you. So can you explain a couple of ways that people could set better boundaries?
Well, it's always remembering what you're going to tolerate, what you'll allow people to do. Most people always say yes to everything, just no matter what, especially empaths. They don't ever want anybody to be mad at them because they're going to take on that anger. And so what they end up doing is just saying yes, yes, yes all the time. So many empaths end up living as a doormat and just allowing relationship after relationship or coworkers or friends or whatever just to walk all over you. And so you got to come to a spot where you'll just tell yourself apart.
I'm thinking about an earlier conversation where he said something about empaths being doormats, and I said, yeah, you might as well write welcome home on your forehead and lay down.
It's true.
And if you guys feel like that, if you feel like you've written welcome home and you've laid down in this relationship, step number 3 is going to help you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about number 2.
Yeah, the big deal here is that you have to prioritize yourself. This is one of the biggest deal that we see in narcissist relationships, is that the empaths spend so much time trying to help them and trying to fix them and being so tangled in the thoughts nonstop that they completely dismiss themselves. So if you want to break the cycle, you have to start prioritizing your own self-care. And if you're in if you want to give your relationship a test to say, hey, is this a healthy relationship? Start caring about yourself and see what your partner does.
It's so true. I just had this flash of people saying, hey, you know what? I really need to go get my nails done, or I want to go get my hair done, or I want to go take a bath for 15 minutes, even something simple like that. And the partner completely being like, well, I had a long day and I don't know why you, blah, 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 and you got to watch the kids and blah. I don't, however it may be for you, but I just had this vision. Yeah. So that's a great test. So maybe you guys should try that out. If you're in a partnership, you
just want to see. I mean,
yeah, just to test, well, where are we at? Because if I were to say I need this, Chris would be like,
yeah,
you go read a book. You know what I mean? And that's when you know that you have completely independent yet
alone but together.
Yeah, we're alone but together in the best way. And I find this to be the new healthiest relationship, where you can be at peace while you're not together, yet you can be together and not need anything else or expect anything from each other. It's
much more beautiful because there's not so much intense expectation. It's just so much fun nonstop. It's just you're making the right decisions together and always thinking about yourselves as a team. and what you can bring. It's much better than the narcissist empath is tough.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for tagging all of your friends who you think might enjoy this. I mean, if you know someone else, keep tagging them. Thank you so much. Karen says a narcissist also says hurtful things and then follows up with just kidding, I'm over it.
Yes.
Yes, boundaries. My boundary is to say anything and not to say anything and walk away, to detach. Such a beautiful method of not, if you put fuel to the fire, it's going to grow brighter.
Yeah, so one of the best things to do here, if you're in this kind of a situation and you don't have a regular like meditation practice, get on that. Like that should be something that you do every day. And the real reason why is you need to figure out an outlet to be able to detach from whatever's going on. And meditation will teach you how to do that. You want to be able to pull back and be the observer rather than in the story first person. You're more looking at you experiencing things versus just experiencing it. Yeah. And it's a much easier way to make decisions. It's a much more really heartfelt, but also logical at the same time way to make decisions. So you're just not in that person. It's tough to do it that way.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about when I said sensitivity is a new strength, to which when you can feel all of the emotions like Chris is talking about, yet stay calm and just witness and observe. And that's exactly what meditation is going to do for you. It's going to help you to create a better sense of concentration and focus and detachment of being the observer and not the person in the wild and crazy dream, So, okay, we've talked about what to do if you're an empath, right? So set boundaries, prioritize your self-care. And the third thing, and guys, I say this with so much love in my heart, and this comes up all the damn time in every tarot reading, almost every, like 95% of the tarot readings that I do. Every time we meet someone on a trip, like our last Bali trip, this message comes up. So I'm going to say it to you with so much love. The third thing you can do if you're an empath and in a narcissistic relationship is get the fuck out now. Don't continue this cycle. Don't keep staying in this perpetual soul-sucking cycle that drains you, and then you always have hope because they give you this line that says, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to improve, I'll do better, and then they always disappoint with their actions. Don't allow their words to fool your own wisdom. I feel like I'm totally channeling from some other entity right now because it is rhyming. So when I start rhyming, you guys take notes, okay?
Yeah, and if you're in a spot where you say, you know what, that's totally not an option for me, I cannot do this, figure out a way to. Figure out a way at some point. A lot of people won't do this and they end up 20, 30, 40 years down the road with just a life of regrets of like, man, I really could have done this. I really should have back then, but I didn't take the action. I didn't do what I needed to. I mean, get help, figure out a way.
Brandy says, good gravy if this is not right on time. Well, all things in divine timing. So I'm so grateful for all of you. And, something that we learned back at High Performance Academy in March when we went to go see Brendan Burchard, something he said, it really struck a chord with me. And I continue to think about that and cultivate it. But he said in all of the longevity studies where, the people that are living to the oldest age and the healthiest age, it isn't what they're eating or, if they're running marathons or anything like that. What the most common thing that they found within this longevity study is relationships. And I was totally like, wow, like I can still eat Reese's Pieces, but be a really good friend. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm just kidding. Maybe once a month. But no, seriously, your relationships are the most important thing. And Jim Rohn said, you are a makeup of the 5 closest people you keep. And what did you say earlier, like about predicting the future?
Oh, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Yeah, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And to know that you girls are here in Shine Tribe just really makes me excited to know that we're in this together, that you're not alone. And that's exactly why Chris and I created the Elevated Life Monthly Membership Club, because we love joining you and coaching you and teaching you all these different mindset shifts and techniques to help protect your energy, right? And to empower you to get the fuck out when it's time to go. And your soul knows it. You just have to stop pretending that you don't know the truth. So if you want to learn how to cultivate better, healthy relationships in your life, we're going to be diving even deeper into this topic tomorrow. We're going to be going live at 1 o'clock. It doesn't matter if you can't join us live. There's always a replay inside the membership club. But what we said we were going to do that we never thought we would do again. It was just an experiment, but something says like, you girls need this in your life. So if you are someone who is like stuck in the cycle of like attracting like negative relationships that aren't supporting you, or if you're someone who has been struggling from past relationships, you know, something that's holding you back, like a mindset or a belief.
Yeah, you got to square this part of your life away, because like I said, every conversation that we have with women, this ends up coming up. There's some sort of relationship thing that's just not connecting. It's just there's such a massive disconnect. And the people that you, like Britt said, the people you surround yourself with is everything. And the love in your life is everything, because it really makes or breaks your spirit. And if you're not constantly surrounded by love, then that's a problem. And the reality is there's a lot of things that you can do about it. And the training that we're going to do tomorrow is going to explain exactly how to do that, to start setting people up on the right path so that you can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not all these old relationships. I'm not all these things that people told me back when I was 17 years old, and they made these assumptions about me and I accepted them as true and I lived them out for the next 15 years of my life, or whatever it may be for you. To be able to finally let go of all of that crap and to be able to say, man, now that I've let go of all that stuff, I want to grab onto a cooler future, because I want to start attracting the things in my life that I've missed out on for so many years. And now is definitely the time to do that.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we are offering, drumroll please, we are offering our $1 membership price for you today only. That we're not doing this again. I'm surprised we're even doing it, but I just know that so many of you need this kind of training. And what's cool is you'll have a 30-day trial period for only $1 if you join the Elevated Life series tonight. We will be training live on relationships. And what's cool about tomorrow's training is not only will we be guiding you through 3 meditations to help you heal the past,
strong,
and to cultivate some self-love, and then to attract your perfect partner and those perfect relationships that will support your growth. We're going to be guiding you through those meditations, and we'll be teaching you the mindsets that you need to accompany the releasing the past and allowing yourself to be priority while still maintaining that perfect balance in a relationship. We are just so freaking excited. And that's why we wanted to cover this topic, because so many of you guys tell me, I need this. Oh my God, I totally resonate with that. So if you want to dive into this training and not only access tomorrow's live training about relationships, but you'll get access to all of our content, from success to spirituality to sexuality to chakras to meditation, to how to go plant-based. We cover it all, and you can have access for 30 days for only $1 by going to brittanycarmichael.com/membership. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And if you have questions about tonight's topic, and if you're struggling with this cycle, leave your questions in the comments. We want to hear from you. I know we've got so many more, so I'm going to take a moment to tune into all these comments, guys.
And the big deal about this kind of training, if you use your empathic skills in your business and you're in one of these kind of relationships, or you've been in negative relationships your whole life, imagine what it would be like if you actually felt good. Like, imagine what your skills would be like if you woke up in the morning and you're like, oh my God, I feel loved. I'm loving myself. My life's looking better. Imagine what like your empathic skills can actually do. Like, once you get to that level, a lot of people ask Britt, like, how do you have so many jobs? How do you do so many things? It's because she wakes up excited. And like, her empath skills that for so many years of her life were horrible. I mean, it was the thing that, like, you know, drag her down in relationships and things like that. Now she gets to use them. Now she gets to go out in the world and be an example and inspire people and get them to do the exact same things. It was overcoming these exact same struggles. And it's the relationship struggles for so many people that at the heart of everything, because the worst fear is the fear of being unlovable. And these types of relationships are exactly that. They show up to people. If you don't love me, no one else, or if I don't love you, no one else will. Like, where are you going to go after me? You're not good enough. You can't do this. You can't do that. And empaths start to accept that as true. And so they just live, like I said earlier, that shell of a life. Could have been so much more, but the opportunity just slipped by.
Jennifer says, what kind of friends do you want for a good future?
Well, you want friends.
I want funny friends. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I want funny friends who don't take life so seriously, but who genuinely care and show up with their actions to support you. And I mean, What kind of friend? I'd love to know your answer and everyone's answer.
Question.
Yeah, great question. What kind of love relationship would you want to support you in the future? You have to begin to understand the qualities in which you'd like to attract, not just the shell of a person like Chris is talking about. Anne says, woot, woot, I love the Elevated Life membership. After my last relationship, I met someone who was so nice and sweet, and I ended up turning away from it. Why do you think that is? Kristen, that was protection mode. You got scared because it got good. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, we do that a lot of self-sabotage. And sometimes that goes back to that fear I talked about, that if in the stories that we tell ourselves, if someone comes up and changes and it looks like, hey, the story that I'm telling myself is not true, we'll reject it. So if the story that we tell ourselves is, I don't deserve love, or I'm the same as my last relationship, then we'll reject new possibilities. We won't see those as open doors.
Karen says, you two are beautifully awesome. Thank you so much, Karen. Melissa wrote a message to Kristen saying, I became really suspicious of people who were nice to me. I didn't understand it, and I wondered what they wanted from me.
Yeah.
Okay, what else are you guys saying? You guys are amazing. Feeling this in my heart. Woo! Well, so much love to you, sister. How to set distance with a next door neighbor who doesn't see you as an adult and tries to make it like you're a kid. Neighbor has known me since I was a teenager.
Wow.
Whoa, that's crazy. Well, then, you know, you probably don't have much longer because they probably are old. Sounds like I'm just saying, guys, you need a funny friend in your life. So honestly, you can just, I think it depends on the type of relationship you have now. There's a couple of different ways you can approach it. One, you can just start like less time, not as much energy, cutting the conversation shorter, or you can be direct like me, and I'm blunt, and I would just be like, I don't appreciate the way that you're treating me, and this is what I would like from our interaction.
That's exactly what you would say.
And if you can't provide that, then shut the fuck up. And I love you.
That would be exactly it. Yeah.
But that's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. As I've become more spiritual and as I become more psychic and received more divine downloads, like what I realize is that we have this image painted in our mind that the divine angels are these perfect beings, which they are, but they have sass and they have fierceness because, look at nature. There is destruction that creates creation. How do you say that? It's like from destruction to creation. So you have to invoke that fierceness in yourself. And so many empaths and sensitives are pussies. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, I understand, but you have to learn to toughen up. Yeah, you gotta toughen up. Otherwise your emotions are gonna overrun you and you're gonna be overwhelmed by every relationship you ever have. Okay, let me tune back into the comments. You guys are amazing. I'm entering that phase too in my business. Amazing. I think it's hard for me to find the balance between friends who are loyal and friends who are light. Chris once told me I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies, and that changed my life because we all think it's about quantity, but it's always about quality. Friends who really listen, kind, beautiful, creative, courageous people, a great sense of humor for sure. Hey, girl.
Find those rebels.
Let's see. I want depth and genuine friends, people who light each other up.
See, the best way to find that is find someone who's passionate about something. It's this passion, and even it doesn't matter what they're passionate about. It could be makeup, literally could be anything.
Oh my God.
With the passionate people.
Sherry says she's 70, and I've thought of that.
It was true all along. Britt was right.
I mean, psychic. No, I'm just saying. Okay, laughing. She'd shit a brick. You're tempting me.
Sherry, you knock it out. Britt would do it.
Film it. I need it on film. Yes. Film or it didn't happen. Here's the thing. She's 70. She doesn't give a shit, obviously. So you can just practice being yourself and speaking your truth to her. What are you going to lose? It's not like you're sleeping with her. So just speak your truth and use that relationship as practice to set better boundaries, to speak up and say, you know what, I don't like this anymore. And I did that in my own life. I had an uncle who used to call me Brickney and continued to make fun of my weight and my lifestyle and being a vegan and gluten-free. And I just got fucking sick of it. And finally I was like, okay, dude, what's the deal? Let's talk about this. Did I offend you at some point in our relationship? Can I help you? Like, would you like to be vegan, or do you want to lose some weight? Because, I'm just saying. So it just depends on where you get. Don't wait until you're going to explode and punch a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
And the other important part here is to stop seeking so much acceptance. And I know that's so hard to do. That's so hard for people to do. But once you stop seeking everyone's approval and acceptance, life changes a lot. And all these kind of situations where like, well, people said this about me, people said that about me. Now when they say it, they might, but there's no fuel to that fire. You're just like, I don't care. That's sounds good. That's thumbs up, buddy. You know, I like it.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. 121 comments. These people are going crazy. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any support, advice, or thoughts to anyone who's here that you're seeing their story, help out, contribute your voice. You know, this is a platform for all of you to shine.
Team effort.
Team effort. So if you want to join Team Carmichael, then please do not miss this opportunity. We are not doing this again. $1 for 30 days to join the Elevated Life. You'll get to join our live training tomorrow on relationships and how to cultivate healthy ones and heal the ones from the past. And you'll access an entire year's worth of content from, like I said, success to spirituality. We're covering it all inside the club. And like Jim Rohn said, you are a makeup of the 5 closest people that you keep. So if you want to elevate your life and take it to the next level and be inspired and empowered by the Carmichaels, you can join our private Facebook group, access our live trainings, and we also do yoga and meditation bundles every single month where we teach you one posture and one meditation so that you can help to, you know, hone your abilities and really practice more focus and concentration, and that helps you to trust your intuition more. And then we help you to open up your body, because when you have a healthy, flexible body, that intuitive information can move through more clearly, right?
That's so important.
So important. So we want to help to inspire. I keep wanting to say inspired because we like made that word up in the Elevated Life so long ago. We want to inspire you. Chris even has a t-shirt. You should wear it tomorrow.
I should.
In our live training. I'm going to tune into these comments real quick. And you know, people you know will defend the narcissist if that narcissist helps you. Hey, Lindsay, so good to see you, sister. Team Carmichael, hashtag enough is enough. You guys are amazing. Erica says, can't wait for tomorrow's The Elevated Life session. Lindsay says, hey, my faves.
Oh, there's a coupon for the...
Is there a coupon code for that dollar? Came up as 47.
Is that the right membership?
It's totally the right one. I'll double check it when I get off of here, but BrittanyCarmichael.com/dollar. Oh,
you said membership.
Oh shit, I said the wrong one. It's /dollar. See, I told you, I've completely like washed it out of my memory because we just said we were going to be done with it. But today we just decided Diana, good looking out, guys. Okay, so wrong link. If you want to join the Elevated Life membership for only $1, go to BrittanyCarmichael.com/dollar. I will put that in the comments below for you guys. And for 30 days, you can join us for just $1, and we will help to support you to heal those unhealthy relationships and cultivate positive new ones. Yeah. Hey, Katie, girl, so glad that you're here. Sherry says, I've had friends tell me, but your neighbor's been so nice to you and you need her right now. Girl, you don't need anyone who's dragging you down and treating you like you can't take care of yourself.
7 or above. Yeah. If it's below 7, don't do it.
7 or above.
Cut it out. Get some new stuff going down.
Oh my gosh. Hashtag inspired. And that is why I double checked for you. Yes. Diana, you are always on top of your game, sister. The Carmichael Buck-a-thon. Oh my God. Here, let me leave the correct link for you guys. Oh my gosh. Thanks for looking out. You guys are amazing. See, sisterhood. I can't read the thing. What does it say? $. Okay. Oh no, I wrote it wrong. Shit, I had a trigger finger. I was really excited. A happy finger.
Anne's got it. There we go. Anne's got the right stuff.
Thanks, guys. Thank you guys are amazing. And I can't wait to see you in the Elevated Life tomorrow. I'm going to delete my comment because I wrote it wrong. So if you've been wanting to join us in the Elevated Life, you know, now's your opportunity. It's like an early Black Friday.
Yeah. This can be powerful.
It is going to be so powerful. And that's exactly why we created some time so we could help to encourage you to reclaim your boundaries, take care of yourself, and leave those unhealthy relationships in the past. 7 or above, it's why I'm still single.
Worth it. It's better that way.
Worth it. Oh my gosh. Like Chris said, 4 quarters rather than 100 pennies. It's not about, you know, settling. Don't settle for this life.
You deserve more.
Oh my God, that just reminded me. Yesterday we went to the movies with my family to see Bohemian Rhapsody, and my mom had a stroke in 2012 and her vision is extremely wonky. And so we were kind of up close when the seats that we had chosen. She sat down and she was like, wow, I wish I could sit further back. And I looked left and I looked right and there were tons of open seats further in the back on the side. And I said, Mom, well, there's plenty of seats back here if you want to move. And she was like, no, I'll manage. Stop fucking managing. And that's exactly what I told her. And you know what? She got up and moved. And so I want to tell you guys that. Stop settling. Stop managing. Live a fucking elevated life because you can decide to do whatever it is you want to do.
I love your Shine Tribe.
I know, aren't they amazing? Don't be a turkey for Black Friday.
I love it.
No.
I love you guys.
Stop killing the turkeys. What did they do to you?
Oh my God.
Okay, now we're just getting ridiculous. If you guys have any last questions, comments, ahas, or anything you'd like to say, leave it in the chat below. And again, we just love you so much. Thank you so much for being an awesome part of Shine Tribe. It's been like almost 3 years now that Shine Tribe has been around. And it's just so cool to see so many new faces and so many familiar faces. What I love so much about this tribe and our elevated life, people from the beginning are like, they have stayed all the way through this whole year. What I love about you guys is you're committed to your self-discovery journey and you're a supportive person. So it's amazing to see people allowing that growth in themselves, but also showing up and saying, you know what, I just went through that. I'm totally with you. I get it. So that we don't feel alone, because so many of us don't know that other people understand what we're going through.
No.
All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Anne
Bye,
says,
Anne.
all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, I loved it. Loved it. I love you. I love you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, we're only doing this one time. We'll be literally deleting the dollar website after tonight. So be sure to jump in so that you can catch tomorrow's training on healthy relationships by going to brittanycarmichael.com/dollar. I got it. Thanks, guys. You guys are so amazing. Melissa says, my man was a 10 and I didn't get married until 36.
Worth it.
Worth it. Good for you, sister. Sherry says, remember, it's okay to disagree with a narcissist and don't get anxious.
Yeah, that's where that meditation comes in. Like
exactly. Kristen says, thank you. Karen says, thank you. You guys are so inspiring. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I don't want to go, but I think we're going to watch the Cowboys game. Could be a thing. We're really, not into that, but we're trying something new, guys. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you tomorrow inside the Elevated Life membership, where we'll be teaching you all about how to cultivate and heal healthy relationships. We'll see you then. Bye, guys. Bye.